control. Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors, promises broken, and their income soars. Hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose to masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line.
Welcome, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. I think it's Thursday. Anyway, today, this one is for the girlies or anyone who wants anything to do with a female, whether you have a daughter, a girlfriend, a wife, a sister, a mother, whatever it is. If you have to deal with women's, this will be an important thing to just know about. Like, I feel like everybody should know about female hormones, how they affect all of us who have to be around females, and what females can do, because this culture does not teach us how we are supposed to basically live. We don't know how to live in this world. We don't know how to be, just healthy, normal people. Okay, so none of this is medical advice. This is just, what I would do, and do it, don't care. Anyways, moving on. So we're going to start with foods, right? What do you eat? Especially if you already have hormone problems. All right, so one good thing you could do is do some sort of an anti-inflammatory diet. Something like the Mediterranean diet is pretty good. I would never suggest you're plant-based if you have hormone problems. You'll get them if you do plant-based. It's really hard to be plant-based. I do not recommend it. I also don't recommend doing keto. Like, if you have hormone problems, you probably can't do keto either. So you're going to have to learn what fruits, vegetables, and stuff that you can tolerate. And that's kind of like a learning process in and of itself. But let's get into it. Oh, number one, you're not going to be able to have alcohol ever. If you have hormone problems, or if you're female after a certain age, you can't handle it. Your liver is doing so much work because of all the toxins we have in our environments that you cannot drink alcohol. Alcohol has gone really way down in consumption with the younger generation. So that's a great thing. They're starting to realize, hey, I can't tolerate this stuff. I can't do it. And since we've had so many generations poisoning ourselves, after time, it makes each generation after weaker and weaker and weaker. So we can tolerate a lot less, unfortunately. So we have to be very careful with our livers, do a lot of things to help your liver out. So you're going to want to take digestive enzymes and anything to baby your liver. Some people say doing putting castor oil packets over your liver and your stomach, do the whole abdomen while you're doing it, might as well. And then wrap that with something and then put a heating pad on top of that so the oil doesn't get into the heating pad, and sleep in that, or try to get at least 2 hours in that. Or what I do is I put castor oil on my abdomen and get in a sauna. So you're getting the infrared, the heat, and everything to penetrate that. Do I know if it works? I don't know, but everybody swears by it. So when I remember, I do it. If you can remember, do it. It doesn't hurt. I don't see any adverse effects, and there's a chance it could be helping. All right, back to the food. So you need fruits. Okay, so what are the best fruits? Well, we need high vitamin C. If you have histamine issues, sometimes vitamin C can aggravate it. So you might just have to take a professional vitamin C liquid supplement. Again, as always, I have a place where you can order supplements, professional supplements, real tested supplements below. Bioavailable, really good ones. I use a liquid vitamin C. That's the one I recommend. Just search up any liquid vitamin C that's on there. It's going to be good. So mangoes are good, but if you're like me, you're sensitive to mangoes. You can't have them. And other ones that are good, kiwis are good. The berries that are going to be good for you are going to be your blueberries and your blackberries. Those are the main berries you want to focus on. Blueberries, blackberries, kiwis. If you can handle citrus, do some citrus. If you can have mangoes, you can have mangoes. Papaya is really good if you can handle that. I just don't like it personally. I just don't like the taste of it. But if you can, do it. Of course, you want to eat things in season. If it's on season, probably not when you be eating it. I would not have tropical seasonal fruits if you're in winter someplace that's not tropical. That's not a good idea. You want to eat within your seasons. Vegetables, let's talk about that one. I don't touch kale with a 10-foot pole. I think it's terrible. I also think spinach, all the nutrients in kale and spinach, you can't actually get them. They're not bioavailable to humans. I wouldn't touch them. So instead, you're going to want to have things like broccoli. Of course, younger, fresh cut broccoli is going to be the best. We have a problem in the United States. All of our fruits and vegetables are super nutrient deficient because of our soil, because by the time it gets to the grocery store, it has been so long. They have been so covered in pesticides and antifungals. It's more toxic than anything. There's no nutrients. Nutrients leave the plant quickly after you've taken them off the plant. Like if you've plucked an apple before it naturally fell, all these things. People are getting stuff that's unripe and then they're chemically treating it to make it look ripe. And then they're traveling miles and miles away, weeks and weeks and weeks before I heard apples can be up to a year old. There's no nutrients in this. This is really bad. Okay. We're having a hard time. So try to find stuff in season, try to find stuff locally. I would even say, look, if you're in a bind and you can't get anything organic, but you can get something that's off a tree locally, I mean, it sucks. Don't eat the skin, but that's at least going to have some nutrients in it. Yeah, it's going to have pesticide, but so does everything. All right, so that is what we're doing there. Okay, as far as whole grains, the best ones, if you have hormone problems, they're definitely going to be your rice. I think white rice. Some people say brown rice. I do not like brown rice. I think there's a reason why they went through all the process to get rid of the stuff to make it white rice. I prefer white rice. I'm going to eat that. I have no problems with that. I have tested my blood sugar personally. Quinoa is another one. If you want to do that one, quinoa or rice, your basics. Go for organic. That's the best. You need to have some sort of fiber, so rice and quinoa, right? You don't want to have too much carbs. If you want bread, I am sorry, but you have to make sourdough yourself. I can't find any place that has decent sourdough. They add stuff to the frickin' bread here, and they don't have to put on the label. So I wouldn't bother with it. Rice is still good, so just go for that. Next, you got legumes, beans, stuff like that. My favorite one is going to be black beans. That's one I get. I get them in a jar, already cooked, pressure washed, because you've got to pressure cook them. You have to cook them for a very long time. I didn't got that kind of lifestyle, so get them in. They have them in glass jars. They have some BPA-free cans if you want to do that, but get them pre-cooked. Don't deal with the cooking. It's too much. All right. There is a diet, like it's a trendy online diet that says you have a lot like beans every day to help detox the estrogen. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just know that I like beans and I can digest them perfectly. So no issues with them. Nuts and seeds. The only one that I'm going to recommend is going to be walnuts. And it's a source of healthy fats, but you have to keep them in the fridge. When they go rancid, you have to throw them out. You have to look at the dates. Don't just leave them out. Some people just have a bowl of nuts out on the counter. Don't do that. Put them in the fridge when you're not eating them. It's still not going to give you enough good fats. You're not going to get enough omega-3s from eating walnuts. All right. You have to supplement. I'm sorry. This is the world we live in. We don't live in a good environment. You're going to have to supplement. So the next one is fatty fish. I'm sorry, but you need fatty fish if you're a woman. Okay. It is what it is. Your go-tos are going to be mackerel, sardines, trout, and I think anchovies is one too. So basically the most disgusting fish, right? These are the ones that are the most healthy for women. You're going to want to get them in a can. You're going to want to get wild caught, and you're going to want to get them in water. Please don't get them in oils. We don't know what oils they are. We don't know what's going on with any of this stuff anymore. So just get it in water. And for me, I like to make my own mayonnaise fresh that day with the, eggs from the person who I know's eggs, and, just make it myself. And an olive oil from like a place that I went to in Tuscany where I know the people who work there. It's an old family farm. And guess what? All the stuff that comes even from Italy, everywhere to the United States, it's all denatured. It's all cut with trash. It's probably just corn and soy you're paying more for, and you think you feel better, but you don't. So I would not recommend getting olive oil and having that as your healthy fat. You can have some olive oil, but treat it like other toxic oils because we don't know what's in there. There's really no way to check. There's a huge problem with exports from other parts of the world sending us stuff that's cut because they don't have to list it. So why? Think about for a second. Use your thinking cap. If you don't have to put that you've cut it with canola or soy oil, and you can make pure profit with some trash oil adding to it, why would you do the real thing? Okay, think about that. You wouldn't. I'm sorry. There's not that many good people in the world. So they're not. Okay, it is what it is. The one I get, I know the people. They send it directly from their farm, and I've been there. It's like $50, all right? So if you think you're getting olive oil, and it's a tiny bottle too, maybe 7-8 ounces. I don't know. It's pathetically small. That's just how much real stuff is now. So if you're getting it cheap, you're being lied to. I'm sorry. It's just not, it's not real. It's not 100%. I wouldn't do it. Probably old. Maybe they like bleach it because it's already rancid. They do a whole bunch of horrible things. So it is what it is. Okay. Dairy products. Dairy. You can have some cheese in moderation, of course, because cheese is high fat and you don't want to. It's not that fat makes you fat. It's just that for me, it does. Like if I have sour cream and then I take it out of my diet, I instantly lose weight. It's a lot of calories in a small, dense little thing. So what I like to do is I get fresh farm cheeses and goat cheeses. These are the cheeses I go for. You don't want to have your aged cheeses if you have histamine issues, hormone issues. It can make that come up. You don't want to have soft cheeses. You don't want to have any American cheeses. I'll just go ahead and say that. Don't touch anything from America. I would not touch it. So I always look and I say, where is this cheese from? And that's how I decide. You can't be sure anything good is coming from another country, but you can definitely be sure it ain't good if it's coming from here at this point. So what are we going to do? Next, we have fermented foods. That's like your sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, and stuff like that. I do not have these because I react to all of them. So if you are so far advanced and you've had hormone problems or histamine issues, you're not going to react well to them. So you're not going to be able to have them. But instead, there are some probiotics you can have that lower histamines, and they're still good for your gut. So you can go on the good old ChatGPT, which bacteria, probiotic bacteria should I look for to lower histamines, and you'll find them. And then you can go in the professional supplements and search those individual ones, and you'll see some good options. One that I know that I don't react to is orthobiotic. It is this one. Okay, so you can do that one and see if you don't react to it too. Do I do my spiel on supplements yet? I'll do it at the end. Okay. Okay. Extra virgin olive oil. The reason why it's good in Mediterranean diets is that it has basically high quality, real olive oil will have a little bit of something that's, I don't know, some chemical component. I don't know what it's called, but it's in vitamin E. So just freaking take vitamin E supplements, okay? A good high quality vitamin E supplement if you want that. It's going to save you some time, okay? Next, we got herbs and spices. So the big one, these have anti-inflammatory compounds. The biggest one you need to have, try to have it daily or at least every single day, the week before your period and during it. If you have a woman in your life and she's giving you problems, keep giving her ginger tea, okay? Ginger. Throw ginger in every food she eats. Throw ginger. Just load her up with ginger. I'm telling you, it's going to help her hormones, the lashing out, the bitchiness, the pain, all the pain. Ginger is an amazing spice. So, ginger, all right? I'm sensitive to turmeric. It also lowers iron, so I don't have turmeric, all right? But ginger will save your life. If you can, take 2 cups of real ginger strong tea every day of the week before your period and during it, all right? It's going to help with a lot of your problems and pain. It's going to lower it at least or completely eliminate it, all right? That in and of itself. The only issue is when you start to feel better and your symptoms start to go away because you're doing all the things, you might get it in your head. As a woman, we do this. We're like, I'm all better. I'm healed. I've fixed it. Or I'm too old for these pains. They've all gone away. I'm so healthy and wonderful now. And then you stop doing the things. You stop the ginger tea. You stop taking the supplements I'm going to tell you about. You stop eating healthy. You stop. And then guess what? It comes right back, because that's what I did last month just to test it out, because I was like, I'm healed. I have healed. And then I almost died. So let's relax with that. We're not healed. We're still in America. We're still under massive amounts of stress. We're still not doing well. So we have to do all the things and you can't stop. So I'm sorry. All right. Practices and habits you can do. All right. Like I said, you want to do some sort of anti-inflammatory Mediterranean diet. You want foods to be as fresh as possible. You want to know the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, whatever. You want to know who's doing what. So if you can just get yourself out of grocery stores and find small places that they are maybe like family owned for generations, or like a small family, or like the Amish or whatever, people who make the stuff themselves, not a big corporate nightmare hellhole. If you can find small people that make stuff like this, you're gonna be safer than when you get these big corporate entities that cut corners. And I think I told you guys once, there's a thing going on about the eggs. They're finding that like a certain very popular egg company that says it's all pasture raised and regenerative and blah, blah, blah. They were still feeding their chickens corn and soy. So the eggs were so toxic. It was like drinking corn and soy. It's not giving you any health benefits. It's actually hurting you. So when the animals are sick and you eat them, you will be sick, right? That's the reality of life. So if you can find out where these chickens are coming from, or get your own chickens, or have a friend or a family member who has chickens give you some eggs, find a farmer's market, you're going to be better off. Even, and I'm saying the bar is in hell, guys. If you can find someone, maybe they still are stupid and they feed their chickens corn and soy, but their chickens are at least outside in the backyard and maybe they're picking up some bugs and some lizards and some other things. That's still a better situation than going to the grocery store, even if it says regenerative, whatever on the grocery store ones. It's not. It is what it is. And I told you guys a story a long time ago about someone who went into one of these big, I'm not going to say the brands, but it's all of them. Let's just face reality. It's all of them. Went into there. He was so horrified about how they were keeping their so-called, pasture raised, regenerative, whatever chickens, that this is a grown man, went home crying, stopped at Tractor Supply, picked up chickens and said to his wife, I don't care what we do, how we do it, we will never get eggs at the grocery store or chicken again. I will never do that, because once you see it, you can't lie to yourself anymore. So some people go, it's healthy to have chicken and rice and work out. If the chicken is being abused like this, they are sick. You eat that. You are what you eat. If it's sick, you are sick. If it's depressed and stressed, You are depressed and stressed. We are what we eat and how they feel. We get their energy. It's basically, it's punishment for eating something that's had such a horrible life. You can't do that. You should be out there hunting, eating, and chasing down strong animals. Go out there and find yourself a strong bull and chase it down and hunt it. That's what we should be doing. But instead, we have these poor little defenseless animals in cages, miserable, and that toxic, miserable energy is what we're eating. And that's why we're all freaking psycho and sick. That's all. Anyways, moving on. So now, one thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to be, how people feel better off on gluten-free diets? The reason for that is we don't know what the hell they're adding into the bread, but all these fillers and preservatives and additives that they don't even have to put on the label are really bad for us. Of course, when they fortify our foods, the fake, artificial, not real minerals and supplements and vitamins that they're putting into to fortify our breads, our bodies can't use them and we are getting sick from them. 40% of the population cannot process folic acid. They stick this in everything. So if you look on the back, most breads and processed food, you'll see, fortified with folic acid. They're so proud of this. It's making you sick because most of the population, at least half, cannot process that. So what it does, they store it and makes them toxic, makes them sick, gives you reactions. You don't need it. So I'm sorry, you can't do that. Get yourself a mill or there's places online where they will freshly grind organic flour and ship it to you, right? It's not going to be the same as if it was ground and you made sourdough bread or whatever bread that day, but it's going to be a billion, trillion, quadrillion times better than going to the grocery store and getting some old denatured garbage trash. Okay. So next we have regular exercise. All right. Women do not need to exercise like men. You shouldn't be running from a tiger. You shouldn't be trying to lift and throw a car. That's for men. Let them do it. They're better at it. So what we need to do is girl exercise. Have you ever seen like in the 60s or the 50s, like they'd be like aerobicizing and they'd be like, woo, girls, let's go. And they'd be shaking their arms and legs up and stuff. And you're just like, what the heck are these people doing? They're not doing anything. They're just flailing around. That's how women actually get fit. I know it sounds stupid, but all we have to do is move around and we'll be fit. Crazy, right? So what I recommend is first of all, exercise will reduce pain levels over time. So if you don't stop exercising, eventually you reach a point where the exercise doesn't cause you soreness and pain, and then your pain signaling in your body will go away and you won't get other pains. So you have to do moderate activities. You want to do walking every single day, swimming if you have a pool, great, even if it's got toxic chlorine in it. It's still better than not moving. So also, side note, if you're ever in a pool getting toxic chlorine or you have no filter on your water, after you get out of the water, have a high dose liquid vitamin C supplement because that helps get rid of some of the toxic effects of the chlorine. Pro tip. And maybe like a little drop of iodine supplement if you got that. That'll help. Anyways, moving on. So, exercise. Daily movement. Yeah, the first thing, get out of bed, pee if you got to pee, right? Immediately, do not look at the phone. Do not go on a computer. Do not listen to music. Do not put on television. No noise, nothing. Exercise first thing. Because we also want to make sure our dopamine levels are in check. And in order to do that, the first thing you do has to be something you don't want to do, right? That's how you detox your dopamine habits from scrolling and whatever the hell you guys are into. First thing you do has to be exercise. And for girls, it needs to be very mild exercise. So you're going to want to do 10 to 15 minutes of body weight, lightweight exercises, nothing more than 25 pounds. We're girls, even 5 to 8 pounds is like perfect, right? So have 5-pound dumbbells and whatever. So these are the exercises that I would say that I do. You're going to want to do squats. If you can do at least 50 squats, 100 is better every day, every single day. You can split it up first thing in the morning to last thing at night if you want to. Sometimes I do that. If I'm really tired in the morning or I didn't sleep very well, I'll split it. Your squats, 100 a day, 100 jumps. Now I do this twice a day, so that's 200. One in the morning, one at night, right? No, it doesn't always mean if it hurts your knees, don't do it. Also, if you just stay down and do like the very mini squats where you're already down, so you're not going all the way up and down, and just like kind of like get that the end movement. It's hard to explain, but if you do that, that's the ideal. Okay, then you want hip thrusts on the floor. So get on the floor and just like make it like your stomach like flat, and then hip thrusts. Look it up. I'm not going to show you. Kickbacks, you're standing, you kick your legs back. You do it slow. You do like 20, 30 on each leg, maybe a couple sets. Then there's this arm movement that we have to do, especially women have to do, because as we get older, the lymphatics here, they get sluggish. So we need to move our arms in a very specific motion. If you got any sort of fluid retention, and it's like this, standing straight up, boom, boom. And when you're going back, you are putting the shoulder blades together, squeezing them together, right? And you're going to do this until failure. At least 100 a day, at least 100 a day of that motion. I know it seems crazy. Women need it, period. And then you can do like, the round, whatever this way, where you do the circle this way, the circle back, do that standing. These things, they seem like stupid or whatever, but these have the biggest return on investment for arm exercises. You think it's like lifting this, that's just going to give you a bicep. No, who cares? Nobody cares about a bicep. You want this to be leaned out. And for it to be leaned out, it's this stupid movement and the circles. That's it. All right. Moving on. If you want to do some kettlebell, you can do like a 25-pound kettlebell or less. And you can do, like that movement where you put it between your legs and you kind of like put it up, whatever. Look up some kettlebell. There's one where you like hold it and you kind of like go like that. Do that if you want to use kettlebell. That's it. Then after the exercise, and of course, walking, I already said that. Make sure you're walking every single day. Try to get 10,000 steps. I know it's hard, but you want minimum 7,000 steps. All right. The next one is mindfulness, stress reduction, your yoga, meditation, cognitive behavioral therapies, muscle relaxation techniques, vagus nerve stimulation, all of these things. Now, I would definitely say when you do stuff like this, it lowers your pain severity, right? And your well-being, okay? But women do not meditate well. But luckily, we can get the same benefits as men who meditate by just going outside in the sun for 10 minutes, no phones, no music, no listening to nothing, and listening to birds, right? So listening to bird song, boom, will relax women. Also, walking in a nature type place with bird song is the best place to walk. Now, I don't have that because I'm in the city. So there's no freaking nature over here. Occasionally, I see a trash panda, but that's about it. Once I saw a squirrel. There's not much going on over here. I got possums. I got raccoons. Sometimes we see birds, but not really. And I don't really want them around because I had bird mites once because I used to have a mulberry tree and they would come and eat and drop their stupid mites everywhere. I don't want birds near me, but I do know that I have to hear them because it relaxes me. But if you can't find birds or you just don't really like being around wild birds with bugs and stuff, go outside in the sun. And you can actually, if you're gonna, don't put music on. For the love of God, don't put music on. But put some bird song and listen to that outside in the sun. Women need to get sun at least 10 minutes in the mornings before 10 a.m. It's important. Listen to some bird songs. You're going to do that for 10 minutes. It's not the end of the world. It's not, okay? It signals safety, relaxes you. All of the stress hormones that are going crazy, This is why you need to do stupid stuff like this to relax it, turn it down. The next one is acupuncture. If you can afford it, if you have good insurance, I would do it. Meta-analysis found that yes, it does absolutely reduce pain over time, but it 100% works. You just have to go in the beginning when you are really, really in pain and dealing with hormonal problems. You need to go twice a week. You have to commit because it works upon each treatment. If you stop, it's like starting all over again, unfortunately. You don't keep the benefits. But once you get to a place where you are good, maintenance can then be once a week, or if you can't do that, with acupressure. So that's when you can switch from acupuncture to acupressure once you have reached the point where you are now able to do maintenance mode, right? But you still got to do it because we still live in this crazy toxic world. So you still need to keep it up. All right. The next is testing. Let me show you guys the link. All right. This is called the Dutch test. This is a dried urine something. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what the Dutch means. Something dried urine, something. Crap. It's been so long, I forgot. All right, so these are all different. The one that I feel like obviously the best is the $700 one. But if you're not trying to get pregnant, forget about that one. There is like the cheapest one I would do would be, I guess, the Dutch Complete. It's pretty good. Let's look at that one. It includes, so your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, cortisol, which is very important. We need to know our cortisol. It has oxidative stress markers, melatonin, a whole bunch of stuff, some vitamins that we need to know about, dopamine. Okay, so this is good. So this is like the cheapest one, and it's $500, right? And the next one that I think is better, let's see. What does this one have? I don't know what this one has versus the other one, but this one, oh, and men can do these too if you want to see your hormones, because a lot of men have a lot of estrogen, believe it or not. And you want to see the exact pathway. So what you're going to get with this test, and if you get it, when you get the results, or when you're going to like whatever, you can, if you want to work with my husband, he can go through it with you and tell you what to do and interpret the test basically. But order the test yourself because I don't think he can give like discounts and stuff. So it is what it is, unfortunately. This is the price. Some doctors might charge an additional to this, so be careful. Get the test done yourself and then take the test to someone who's a Dutch test literate doctor or provider or whatever. So yeah, this is what it is. If you just want to see about your adrenals, that's only $400. If you just want to see metabolites, that's $400. If you just want to see your cortisol, that's $300. So like there's different options depending on where you think you're at. These are very expensive, I know. Oh, is it covered by insurance? Heck no, it's not covered by insurance because nothing good is, because we live in hell. Welcome to hell. Anyways, that's it. So that is shop.dutchtest.com to order your Dutch test. Not sponsors, and I get no money from it. So it is what it is. It's just that test is going to show you where each metabolites, how they, that's based on your genetics, your DNA. So like everyone, like let's say you get testosterone, it'll go down one of like, I don't know, 3 pathways. And then if you want it to go down a better non-toxic pathways, it'll tell you like literally on the chart what supplements to take, which is freaking amazing. So it's this convoluted, horrendously confusing chart, but it'll show your pathways. And then it'll say like, at this point, if you want to change from going in this pathway or this pathway, these are the supplements you take. It'll even tell you the supplements that won't work at all. Like I remember like, because there's this buzz like, oh, lower DHT because it'll make your hair grow more. So I was taking these stupid supplements to lower DHT. Then I took the Dutch test and I saw I had nothing going down that pathway. So I'm taking stuff to lower something when that's not my freaking problem. It was thyroid, but whatever. So that's the benefit of knowing and not guessing. Because a lot of us, some people, you should take DIM. It's a supplement, right? But if you have a different pathway where it doesn't have any benefits, you're just wasting your money and you should be taking something else. So the main point is to find out your stinking pathways so you know exactly what supplements to take. Now, you're not going to get better because you live in the United States and it is what it is. Probably going to need supplements forever. Anyone who tells you need no supplements, they don't live in the United States. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. Supplements. Let's get into that. You are going to want to take, and write this down, you need to know this. Omega-3 fatty acids. It's like your fish oils or whatever. I take something called Monopure. Look at it in my supplements link below. Monopure. That has no taste. I don't burp. They have smaller ones with like a lower dose. So I just take multiple of the smaller ones because I can't do a big oil pill. I'm not freaking built like that. If you're built like that, congratulations. You've won in life. I cannot do big freaking pills. It's too much. So they have a smaller one and I just take the smaller ones and I take more of them and it's annoying and it's terrible and I hate taking them. But if I don't take them, the amount of pain that I get from my period is unbelievable. And this was one of the ones where I was stupid and I said, you know what? I'm better. I'm fine. I don't need to take this anymore. So I stopped taking it. And boy, did I get punished. It took about 2 months of like, I feel a little tingle. I don't remember feeling cramps before. And then the month after that, it's like, oh, that's a lot of cramp. That's weird. But I don't need anything. I'm okay. The next one was like, boom, you've been destroyed. Can't get up. Can't stop moving. Can't. There's no heating pads. There's not enough heating pads in the world to deal with this pain. There's no freaking pain medications that's working. It's like freaking hell. That's because of this one supplement that I said, I don't need to take this. I'm wrong. I was a fool. Don't be a fool. You need to take it. You need to never stop taking it. You need to die with a bottle of freaking omega-3 fatty acids in your hand. Okay? We need it. If you have any pain at all, you need it. If you're a dude, you need it. I feel like everybody freaking needs it. Your brain's not functioning. You need it. You have any pain, you need it. Any inflammation in your body, you need it. You just need it. Look, if you live in America, if you're under stress, you need it. Just get Monopure, omega-3 fatty acids. Do it. Fish oil is disgusting, but if you can handle that, go for that one. Vitamin C. Vitamin C and E combined, when you take them together, they work synergistically. So like about 1,000 milligrams vitamin C plus 40 to 80, I don't know, it's called IU, whatever that means, of vitamin E. If you take them together, it helps reduce pain, dysmenorrhea, some other words, and there's strong evidence for this from meta-analysis that these two together, this is for the ladies, for like the period stuff. Next, you have your vitamin D. This can help alleviate pain by immune regulation and antioxidant effects. And it has people who have endometriosis and PCOS tend to have low vitamin D. So you're going to want to make sure you're taking like 4,000 UI daily. Check your levels. Make sure they're good. The next one is NAC or N-acetylcysteine. This antioxidant can reduce cyst size and pain from studies. Cyst size for like PCOS or like inflammation for endometriosis. So you want to take 600 milligrams 3 times a day of that. Do I take that? No. Should I take that? Yes. But I'm overwhelmed. If you can handle turmeric, take it. I cannot. It also lowers iron, which I don't want to do because I have good iron levels and I don't feel any benefits from turmeric, so I don't do it. The next is probiotics. I take orthobiotic. There's other ones that are low in histamines. You can look them up and find some on the dispensary. Green tea is good because it's an antioxidant. It has potential pain relief benefits. The problem is, again, it lowers iron, which is bad for women. It's also very cooling. You don't want to have anything cooling before your period. You need to warm up your body, right? So that's why I don't take green tea anymore. I stopped with the matcha thing. I learned my lesson and I'm not doing it anymore. And I lied to myself. It's not as good as black tea. It's not. The next one is magnesium. If you're male or female, you need magnesium. Not only does it reduce cramps and inflammation, and very common deficiencies that endometriosis, PCOS people have, every human in America needs magnesium. You need it. You need it. This is not optional. Are you a human? Yes. Are you in a modern times where everything is shit? Yes. Okay, you need magnesium because when you're under stress, when you're not sleeping well, when you're in pain, you need your magnesium depletes so easily. You need it. Okay. There's no magnesium also in anything that we eat. It's not in the soil. It's nowhere anymore. The things that used to have magnesium, the things that used to have vitamin C, the things that used to have minerals and stuff, they don't anymore. Okay. They don't. So you have to supplement because that's life. Deal with it. All right. Supplement, you want your malate, that's for your muscles and your pain relief. You want the 3-in-8, that's for the brain, health, relaxation. There's a million other magnesiums. I want you to go online and look at the types of magnesiums and what they're for and figure out 2 or 3 that you need and take those every day of your life and give them to anyone you love because they need it too. This is going to help people not have mental health issues and a lot of pain problems, right? All right. Taking it before bed is really good to help you with sleep. There's some that are exceptionally good for that. Magnesium oxide is the one that just makes you go to the bathroom. That's not the magnesium I am talking about. If it's a cheap over-the-counter magnesium, it's probably that one. You don't want that one. All right. Zinc. Zinc is really good. 15 to 30 milligrams a day. Just do it. Can help with pain and immune function. Skin. You need it. Okay. Resveratrol. This is one of the supplements that's on the Dutch test for one of the pathways. So if you have that pathway, you need resveratrol. If you don't, you can still take it because it's a great antioxidant. And if you combine it with omega-3s, it works even better. So if you take your vitamin E, your omega-3s, and resveratrol together with something like a TUDCA to help you digest fats easily, you're going to have a good time. All right. So that's resveratrol, 100, 200 milligrams a day, right? Take it with breakfast. Now, folic acid is toxic. You want folate. Folate. So get some B vitamin complex and make sure it says folate. And no cyanocobalamin. You want methylcobalamin, right? That's it. That's all. Write that down. Look for one of those that has all that. Avoid anything that has folic acid, like breads and most crap in the US. All right. Garlic supplements, this is controversial. You can take it. For some people, it improves pain. I do not personally take it. But if you want to try it, do it the week before your period and see if it helps because we get a lot of stomach issues before our period. And this can help kill anything that could cause us some pain. Because a lot of the problems are during that time, the stress, the body's overwhelmed with all the hormones because you're exposed to all these toxins in the environments and your hormones go crazy that time. You can't detox. It kind of like deprioritizes digestion. So then if there's any parasites or not parasites, but like any sort of pathogens that they're on everything, right? It's normal that there's going to be pathogens in your food. Your body normally can have enough stomach acid to kill it, but it cannot during this period of stressful time before your period. So garlic can help maybe kill or help your gut with that. Also taking TUDCA digestive enzymes, you're going to want those. Then you have like your trace elements. I take fulvic and humic acid or something like that. You can get that also in Danger Coffee. Yes, you're not supposed to have caffeine if you have hormone problems, but you know what? I don't care. So I'm going to have my caffeine. It is what it is. I have so little in life. You're not taking that from me. So I have Danger Coffee. It has those in it. So, and it's mold free. You cannot have molds. You have to get the mold free if you're going to do it. The next one is like bromelain. This is your thing from pineapple. You can also get quercetin, which is from apples and onions. These are anti-inflammatory antioxidants, and they have evidence of symptom relief. So a week before your period, histamines rise. You should be taking some of these if you can. What I take is, I just eat a lot. Like, we'll get into it. Okay, some other tips. I eat onions. Onions, raw onions. You can cut them like little scoops, little chips, and you can use it to have like yogurt or dips or whatever. That's how we do it. That's how Persians do it anyways. We don't get these disgusting corn chips. If you're eating corn, you're cooked. All right? Don't be eating corn anymore. Corn and American flour, you're cooked. So if you want to have like that chip-like feel, raw onions, not old, because they'll smell too bad. You want to get new, fresh onions, make them into chips, and eat your dip with that. You'll get used to it, okay? Grow up. You're not a child. All right. Onions will help lower histamines. This is amazing. An apple a day. Why does it keep the doctor away? Gee, I didn't know, but now I figured it out. Because it helps lower histamines and can help with pain. Damn, I did not know that. Okay. So that's why you have an apple a day. Avoid the peel. Go for organic. If it's winter, you do not want to have a cold fruit, even if it's an apple. So what you're going to do is you're going to skin it. You're going to chop it up, put the chops in boiling water, boil it for a while. When it gets nice and soft, you're going to drink the juice as a tea, and you're going to eat the cooked apple pieces, right? You can do that with pears or apples, and that's what you're going to do. It's good to do that before bed. I know they're like, don't have any sugar. It's not really sugar. Just freaking have it as a nice, warm, cozy thing you can do to help you go to sleep and give you good benefits. The next is, you're not going to have any raw foods. Salads are gone, and all that crap is gone. But the only raw thing you are allowed to touch now is raw carrots, period. Nothing else. You can shave them into little strips, and you can have some lemon juice, maybe some sea salt on it, and just eat those, or just take the freaking raw carrot and chew on it. Get some jaw action. You guys need to develop your man jaws too and your woman jaws, and get rid of your double chins. Chew and eat raw carrots all the time. They detox estrogen. Men have estrogen problems too in this country. That's why you guys have like soft facial features. Not only can you chisel yourself and lower your estrogen with raw carrots, it's awesome. Now, we did have that Cal organic carrot fiasco that was kind of killing people with listeria. So I do not recommend that brand until they get their shiz together. But, I would take the layer off. I would clean them very well. Of course, when these things have listeria in it, it's like from the water, so it's going to be soaked in it. You can't really wash it off. Hope for the best, guys. Look, everything's poison. Do the best you can. Anyways, the US is highly estrogenic, so you need to do things to lower estrogen. So raw carrots, all right? The top supplements. If you are super broke and you can't do much, and you're like, Kat, give me the 3 supplements that I'll buy that are professional, good grade, that's all I can afford, these are what I would tell you. Omega-3s, monopure is what I take, whichever omega-3 or fish oil you can afford in the dispensary. The next is magnesium. You want 2 to 3 different, preferably 3 different magnesiums. You can get like a combo thing. Take one of those supplements. The next is a liquid vitamin C, professional. You want that. You want to like leave it in your mouth, let it soak up into your, the gums and mucous membranes in your mouth so you can really get as much possible. These are the 3. These are the 3. You have to take these. Period. End of the story. All right. So you're taking those 3. Now, if you're like, Kat, I have a little more money. I have a little more. Okay. These are what you're going to choose from. I would say for sure, TUDCA to digest fats and digestive enzymes, whichever one you want, your choice, but has to have ox bile as one of the things in it. That would be my level 2. You're going to have that with every food you eat. TUDCA only if you have something fatty, right? It's hard to digest. We can't digest in this country. We're toast. So if you can get something to help you digest, you are going to win. The next level up. If you have low progesterone, you want to take Feminescence Maca Harmony. There's a link in the description. I have been taking it for years. I have very old. Look at the very first episode that I did with a doctor on feminescence. The very first one, we explain it more. If you need progesterone, you need it. And sometimes men need progesterone. So check your levels, guys. If you need it, there's a male version. Okay, so look into that. My husband takes the male version. I take the female version. Next is NAC, N-acetylcysteine. Take that. Then the next up, I would say resveratrol. You could do that one, or vitamin E with your omega, or resveratrol with your omega. Take those together. All right. And let's see, what else? Some more diet tips. I would say eat warm foods, except for the carrots. Those are the only things that you can have that's not warm. Everything else must be warm. Nothing cold or raw. It has to be warm, maybe room temperature, a few things. You want to drink warm or hot water, or warm or hot caffeine-free herbal teas before you eat. First thing in the morning, you're going to work out. You're going to have some warm water, warm lemon water, warm herbal tea. That needs to be the first thing that hits your stomach, right? Before you eat. Never, ever, ever have cold water. And God forbid you have ice. God forbid you have ice. You can't come back from that. I cannot help you with your health and your mental health if you're having ice and ice water still. Nobody can help you. There is no medication that can save you. Okay? Eventually, it catches up to you. Okay? No cold water. People can die from it. Look up, people get heart issues. They get like heart attacks and stuff from having the shock of cold water. So be very careful. And I was so stupid. I used to be in the sauna with ice water, drinking ice water, just ruining every benefit I could have had, right? You just get the sauna, get out, have some herbal hot tea, warm tea afterwards. So you can have real benefits from these things, because you're like, I don't know, you're sabotaging yourself. Cold stuff causes nutrient deficiencies. It causes acid reflux. It causes you to not be able to digest 4 hours after. It is a shock to the body. It is unnatural. Just because we are used to it, just because it's normal in this country, it's not normal in other countries, guys. Anyways, one drink that you can have that I recommend is rooibos hot tea. So this is caffeine free. It lowers histamines. It's good any time of the day, in the morning, before bed, with food, without food, whenever. If you need to relax, have some tea, go sit outside, listen to the bird song, whatever you want to do, or put like some bird music on and go outside and get some sun. You need some sun. All right. This is my example of a perfect, as much as we can, day, right? You wake up, you go to the bathroom. 10 to 15 minutes, easy workout like I described before. Then you're going to drink your hot water with lemon while listening to the birds outside in the sun. Or you're going to have your hot rooibos tea while listening to the birds outside. Or you're just going to have hot water while doing that. Whatever. It's going to be hot. Okay. After that, you've relaxed. You're going to make something like a hot dashi broth soup, 2 eggs, saute some onions. I have my Danger coffee with raw milk and maple syrup. Maybe you have another tea, right? A piece of fatty fish, like a little bit of sardines or mackerel, a side of rice or homemade sourdough bread. This is the perfect breakfast. It hits all the spots, right? With that breakfast, you're going to take your supplements. For me, it's going to be the maca to make more progesterone because I'm a little bit low. Tudka to digest my fats, digestive enzymes with ox biles to help digest the other foods, my omega-3s, vitamin C, resveratrol. And then most people do some work, right? Then it's lunchtime. So you're either going to be fasting if you need to do that. Like if you really can't cook any food, there's no good options around, you can't bring anything, you're in a bind, you fast. If you have access to good food or you can bring good food with you, you're going to have like maybe some sardines with sourdough bread you made or rice TUDCA to digest the fats, digestive enzymes with ox bile to digest the other food. Then you're going to go on a walk for 20 minutes after lunch, right? Shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes to eat that. And go for a walk, listen to some birds, right? Go back to work, blah, 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 blah. Then you're going to cook dinner. You can have something like ground beef, preferably if it's flash frozen and it was pasture raised, grass fed, grass finished, right? You can have something like butternut squash. Squash is always good for you. It's always healthy. Of the vegetables, there's very little good ones. Squash is one. Rice or buckwheat noodles you can do, black beans, and then TUDCA to digest your fats, digestive enzymes with ox bile to digest the other foods. Then you can have some rooibos tea. Maybe you throw like a saffron sugar cube or some maple syrup in there or some honey, something like that. Maybe a little bit of cream, raw cream, just a touch. Then you're going to go walking around for 45 minutes to an hour. You're walking. And then afterwards, you can do an Epsom salt bath with your filtered water, do your hair, whatever, relax a little bit, hang out with your family, hang out by yourself, do whatever you want. Take your before bed supplements, relax, magnesium, milk thistle is really good right before bed if you want to help your liver out, and I suggest you do. So milk thistle before bed. You can even have milk thistle tea before bed if you want an extra tea to help feel cozy. So ideally, you're going to want to front load all your daily calories breakfast time and then lunch, and have as light a dinner as possible. But if you cannot do a good, healthy, big lunch because you work, cooking time, it's really hard, blah, 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 then, try to do as much as you can for breakfast and then have a light dinner. You want to have small portion sizes at dinner, right? Nothing big. No American size portions, please. If you have all the time in the world and you can do whatever you want, I would just eat the hugest breakfast ever and then have like a modest lunch and maybe a broth or a small soup or a hot tea for dinner, right? Okay, if you feel pain, cramps, whatever, coming on, heating pad, vibration plates are really good. If you're in a lot of pain, I find going on a vibration plate. You don't want your brain to vibrate, you want your body. So make sure you're noticing if your head is vibrating too much. You kind of adjust your movements or how you are. So it's mostly your body, not your head. Glycerin, suppositories, if you need to get anything out, like you've eaten something bad or your stomach is bad, get things out. That's when magnesium citrate, is it citrate or oxide? The one that makes you go, take that too. If you have pains, muscle pains, whatever, cramps, magnesium malate, you can do a high dose. I take like 4 pills. I don't know how much that is, but it's a big dose. It's like at least double. Ginger tea, make it strong, double, triple it up. The tea bags, whatever, ginger tea, it's going to help. Do not be cold. Don't touch anything cold. Avoid salads and raw foods like the plague. Don't get near a freezer. Have thick socks and slippers on, maybe 2 pants. Maybe you have like leggings and then pants on top of that. You want to keep warm, put a robe on, extra layers, keep warm. You need to keep everything warm. If you're a girl, everything should be kept warm. Do not try to be cute or sexy. The week before your period, you need to be super warm. Okay. Things you will never do again. Have a salad. Cold raw foods outside of carrots, and try not to have them cold. All right. Ice water, ice drinks, slushies, ice cream, leftovers, because of the histamines. You don't want to have leftovers. You don't want to go days without a warm broth or a soup. You need to have warm liquids. Herbal teas. You need to have teas, hot water every day. Instead of ice cream, you can go for like a creme brulee, right? So it's still good. It's just different, okay? You can make it yourself. Look up how to make a creme brulee. It's not that hard. Instead of salads, You can have the raw carrot with lemon juice instead of a salad, but don't have salad. The greens and stuff like that, they're not good for women. It's just not, it's not good. Let's see. Now, one thing that helps modulate all of these immune responses and lowers inflammation, helps with your digestion and bloating and all that stuff. One of these big things for all people, for all genders, is to take aloe, the inner aloe leaf gel, and to eat it. But you can get something called melanosis coli, which is the blackening of the inside of the colon that can lead to things like colon cancer. And that's connected to the use of laxatives that contain something called anthraquinones. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it is what causes that blackening of the colon. And that's not found in the inner leaf of the aloe gel, but it is found in like the leaf, the outer leaf, whatever, and the latex around the inner leaf. So it's very important to not have those parts of the aloe leaf and get the inner parts. And the inner parts are really good. It has something called ace-mannan. You can also get ace-mannan supplements if you can find them. Good luck. You should definitely try and look for that if you have any sort of digestive issues or bloating. Yes, it is. Not from the grocery store because I think they were lying, but if you can find a good place, definitely. So, anyways, ace-mannan. Look for it, and you can get in the inner leaf of the aloe plant. Now, it's denatured. If you get, they sell these leaves in the grocery store of aloe, like just like a leaf pre-cut, and you can like scoop it out yourself. It's not going to have ace-mannan because it denatures quickly after you cut it. It's kind of one of those things. You either have to get it processed a specific way, so it's a supplement that says the word ace-mannan on it, or you have your own aloe leaf and you process it yourself and eat it immediately. Those are the only two ways. They sell aloe juice and it's the inner leaf, but it doesn't have this compound. So it's not going to help with any autoimmune or whatever, calming that down. It's just going to help cool and calm down the gut, which is still beneficial, but it doesn't have the added benefit that the ace-mannan would have. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, now we're going to avoid endocrine disruptors. So you're going to look at your water. You want a whole house filter. At least get reverse osmosis for your drinking water. And if you cannot get something for a whole house, get individual filters for your cold water, right? So under all the bathroom sinks, the cold water has a filter that runs through it. So when I want to wash my face, I'm just splashing on the cold water, which sometimes sucks, but is better than having all these endocrine disruptors all over my face. Also the hard water, also the chlorine is bad for your skin. It's a bunch of stuff you have to avoid. All right, so that's your water. Also put on your shower heads. You need to have that. The next is for girls, your makeup. You have to, I did a whole another episode on this, so please check that one out. You have to put each product with all the ingredients and check each ingredient carefully, one by one. There's no apps that work. The apps have lied. The apps use what they usually do, again, to go over it, is they will release a product. It's completely clean. All the ingredients are wonderful. Then either they'll change the product ingredients to make more money and to poison us. Yay. Or they will purchase that brand and then change the ingredients to like more toxic, cheap filler crap. So that's why you have to constantly be checking ingredients, and the apps don't work because they don't update them fast enough. They just don't. So that's the same thing with, your makeup, your skincare, your shampoos, your styling products. Okay, even your blow dryer. Your blow dryer, as you know, it releases toxic VOCs. It is made out of plastic. A lot of them are made out of black plastic. Black plastic is usually made from recycled electrical stuff. It's the most toxic. Avoid black plastic like the plague. If you have to get something plastic, make it white plastic or like a clear hard plastic. It's going to be the safest. When you were blow drying, you were releasing massive amounts of endocrine disruptors. It's all over the air. You are breathing it in. It's coming direct, right? So what you have to do is open the windows. Do not be in a closed space. get out of the bathroom, blow dry your hair in the living room, blow dry your hair outside on the balcony, blow dry your hair with windows open and being in front of them. Yes, it sucks. This is the world we live in. It is very, very toxic. It's going to be really hard to heal and feel better when you're constantly bombarding yourself with toxic VOCs. And if you have an air purifier on, you'll see how it goes from 0 to like thousands parts per million, like really, really quickly with a blow dryer. So keep that in mind. Check out my other videos on non-toxic products and clothing and things like that. For clothing, you're going to want to avoid anything made for sleeping because it's going to have flame retardants on it. So instead, get some cotton lounge clothes and just sleep in that. Same with exercise clothes. A lot of them have the PUFAs and the toxic stuff, plastic stuff. Get cotton loungewear. Use that to exercise. Avoid plastic clothing. See my other videos on clothing. I have some, brands and places that I recommend. And if you want more help, if you want to take the Dutch test, if you have some testing and you want somebody to give a second eye on it, tell you maybe what tests you should take, maybe tell you what supplements, according to your tests, would be beneficial for you, or just work remotely with somebody, you can reach out to me and I'll refer you to my husband. And he works with people who do the Dutch test all the time. Contact me via my website and, do that if you want to take any, or if you've already done tests and you show vitamin or nutritional deficiencies, even if you don't, because they use different ranges, functional ranges is what makes you like actually healthy. And then what they'll give you are lab ranges, which is like a joke. So you'll look healthy in lab range and really you're not. All right. Because this is the reality of this country. Nothing is easy here. If you want to be healthy and happy, it's a struggle, isn't it? So just keep that in mind. And we're all doing our best. Do the best you can. We're all doing the best we can here. And I guess that's all for today. I will see you guys next time. Try to do like a fun topic, not like depressing, everything's going to kill us and we're all being poisoned topic. But anyways, so I'll see you guys next time. Have a beautiful rest of your evening and take care. Bye.
The old gods whisper with tongues of sin. They crawl through culture to pull you in. Don't be for sale, don't wear their grin. The old are rotten, don't let them win. Eyes and nets and mirrored glass. They promised youth, they cursed your past. You drank the lie with ruby lips, but every toast is one